Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the home of PFTC. This is your host, Mbali Zulu. I am here again with Mr. Tebogo Kwape, who is here to update us with yet another episode of PFTC's latest. So recently, a newsletter came out.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
By the way. No worries, okay.
Good morning. You can address the crowd. It's okay.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Newsletter number 90 of 2025 about the QCTO final verification meeting.
When did it come out? On the
18th of September.
18th of
It was
September.
issued on the
So
18th.
they can go and actually read it.
Yeah.
And some of them would have seen it but we'll speak a bit
please
about
subscribe to our newsletter. You can call in and request that we send you the link to the newsletter or anything like that. Please, so that you can receive this important information as and when it comes.
Okay.
But for now, yes, may you please update us.
Okay. By the way, we picked up on the other videos that the sound might not be the greatest because the reason is
Right in front of the highway,
road.
yeah.
We chose PFT's chose an address that is easily accessible to people that it serves.
Yeah.
So the sound quality might not be the greatest. We don't have sound deadening equipment, etc. But that's there. But at least as long as you're here, I just wanted to put that across. I wanted to ask you, Mbali. You know that PFTC is running competitions on a monthly basis.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to talk to the public about that.
Yeah. Yes.
To our members, to your providers and stakeholders about that. And also, there's this nice initiative. But before I get to that update, about a Girl Get Yours initiative that the PFTC runs. Just tell us a bit about that. And also, what's happening with our ladies? Are they getting into? Just tell us.
You know what? There is a bit of improvement in the ladies getting involved. However, I do want to first address the Facebook competition. I know there's people who've won the Facebook competition, and I know that a lot of you enter every month on our Facebook platform. It's an amazing opportunity. It provides you with 5 unit standards, your knowledge of the law, and your 4 firearm disciplines. So it provides you with your basic knowledge and everything that you're going to need to know basically to enter into the industry. However, in this competition, which is open to everybody, by the way, it is open to the general public. Anybody may come, may put in their names and their email addresses. We pick a winner randomly, and then you may stand a chance to win those 5 unit standards. It's an amazing opportunity. However, we have noticed, ladies, we're not seeing a lot of participation on your part.
Please get involved.
Please get involved, my girls. Please get involved.
We want to see the ladies getting into
involved.
the industry.
Yes, but to target ladies just a little bit more, we've also we started an initiative last year called Girl Get Yours. So this initiative is targeted towards our girls, towards our women, to empower the women and to invite you and to let you know.
How is it empowering women? What's the deal? How is it empowering women?
There's so much you can learn from firearm training. First of all, if you do these 4 disciplines, you learn a lot about firearms. You learn a lot about firearm law, how to protect yourself. If you want it for your own safety, you can. You know, it's a tricky world out here. So maybe you might want to feel safer. It might be good for you to get some training and then move on to a level where you get your competency and probably your firearm in the long run. It might be good for you to know the law around it. And it's an amazing way to actually get into the industry. Not a lot of people know that there's so many opportunities in the firearm industry. It's always just like, no, firearms are for this or for that, but there's so many opportunities.
What opportunities?
I'm going into it.
Yes. No, but you sound like
patience, sir.
Okay, sorry.
Patience.
I thought maybe you're just straddling around it.
Yes. No, there's a lot of opportunities. You can get into so many industries. You can become it's a stepping stone into actually getting into the business field of the industry.
Okay.
You can get into it with regards to security. You can become a dedicated shooter, dedicated sports person.
So in terms of sports, yes,
shooter, or dedicated hunter, anything like that. You can do it for fun. It's very fun. You can also become an assessor. You can become an instructor. You can become. There's so many opportunities. We even have professional designations here at the PFTC when you join the professional body. Imagine how amazing it would be if we have almost maybe an equal amount of professional firearm instructors that are women just as much as we have men. Professional range officers, professional this. And these qualifications are international. There's so much you can do within the industry. You can become a verifier. You can become a person of authority within the industry.
I like, sorry to disturb you, but I like the fact that it's an entry towards multiple disciplines.
Multiple disciplines.
It could be personal preference based on the fun aspect of it, which is sports shooting,
and the safety,
and then it could be for safety, to keep your family safe, for self-defense. Things like getting involved in the business, security business side of it, and then you mentioned hunting. That's beautiful. I mean, you could get involved in hunting, or you could get involved in lodges and all that, game farms, etc. I mean, that's a beautiful,
Yes.
And then also you spoke about assessors. I mean, there's an industry in itself, education industry in itself, where there's assessors, there's instructors, there's all of that, where ladies can actually get involved. So based on that.
So there's a lot of you can become a range officer, run your own range, open a shooting range, open a firearm training center. There's so many opportunities for us, and I feel like this will be a stepping stone if you can just take a peek. Enter the competition, see what firearms are about, and then at your own discretion, just build curiosity and go as far and wide as you want to. Ladies, please, we invite you to join us in the industry.
Perfect.
Thank you for that beautiful segue. We actually really needed to say that.
Cool.
Back to the point. Qualification.
You asked me a very important question.
Yes.
What's the latest?
What's going on?
Refer to that newsletter. So what's going on is we updated you guys with regards to the fact that we had submitted the Realigned qualification.
Yes.
And then you submit and then you get feedback from the QCTO.
Yes.
We have received that feedback. I think it's last year that we received that feedback. My dates might be a bit
earlier this year.
Is it earlier this year? Okay, that's fine. So we received feedback, and then when we received the feedback, we dealt with what needed to be dealt with, because we've got a dedicated team of industry experts and a qualification developer who assists in this process. Now that has been dealt with. After that, we had a series of verification meetings with industry stakeholders, and there was actually the final one, which was meant to also include or involve the QCTO itself.
Yes.
So that we get feedback and then we know what changes needed to obviously take place. The QCTO graced us with their presence, and thank you to them for actually doing that. But it was just the one portion of or section of the QCTO. The other one was meant to be part of the process, but they could not make it. And the explanation that we got was that they had been engaged. We actually expected them after the second half of process on that day. I think it was in April.
Yes.
28th of April, I think. Now, they unfortunately could not come through as expected, and the reason was that they had been held up elsewhere. They were busy with
other qualifications.
I don't know, but they were busy with something. So they did. They assured us that they would avail themselves on a different date, etc.
Yes.
So one of the things that I believe was raised, not I believe, but I know was raised by the QCT was that we need another session which is QCTO facilitated and led, where in the different section of industry, e.g. the South African Police Service, law enforcement, and us, for instance, needed to nominate industry experts to be part of that process. We advised that we would be given a date for that, and that was back in, I think, much earlier in the year.
Yeah.
We still have not received any date from the QCTO. Reasons are unknown, but we'll see. We keep on requesting follow-ups and then requesting a date and then seeing how soon we can get that, because we want to finalize our qualification. But one interesting thing is the QCTO regularly updates the template or the format in with which the qualification needs to take. So we have experts looking constantly on what needs to be updated, and they regularly update where it needs to be, how it needs to look, etc. So we're busy in the background. We might not be saying much, but we're busy in the background and then just updating as and when we require. But all we're waiting for now is a date. That's that. But don't be too stressed out. We will update you. We know that there's another process which seems parallel that's underway, and it seems to be steaming ahead. I'm not going to mention names, just to avoid the politics of things. It's moving at great speeds. We don't want to speak to that, but don't worry too much about that. Don't stress too much about that. We do what we need to do to actually. We are focused on our one to make sure that it's done according to PFTC. QCTO precepts. But that being said, we still the quality assurers. We still excelling at what we do. We're doing our best to actually increase the amount of excellence we do what we do at, and so we're doing very well with regard to that.
Yes. Just to stray a little bit away from the diplomacy, do you think that maybe with the speed at which other qualifications are taking place, as opposed to the stagnancy with which the attention is being given to this particular qualification, do you think that the end result might be affected?
Look, I'm not going to get into the politics of things. Institutions like the QCTO are being set to with a specific objective. And one believes that they will strive towards that objective in a very unbiased manner, and then we will do what they ought to do, etc. And one still believes that that's the case. There could be suggestions that it might not, but we want, as the PFTC, want to believe that it's carrying on as required, and then we leave it at that. We do what we need to do, what we are requested to do within the prescripts of policy of the law of the QCTO requirements. So that's where we're going to leave it, and then not get into the politics of things. Because once we start, it doesn't end.
It doesn't end. There's always this after that.
There's always going to be someone that says this and that and that, and we're not going to get into that. I'm dealing now with facts. What's factual is what I've just
what you've just said. Now, Okay, so essentially, what is happening here? The latest news in PFTC is that yes, we have had a lot of progress, in fact, in terms of the qualification, the realignment of the qualification. We are pretty much at the last step.
Yes.
We are just still waiting for a date from the QCTO. There has been a lot going on, obviously, with a lot of changes in industry. So there has been a lot of delays. However, we await proper feedback, probably at the time that is most appropriate for everybody, all of industry, I suppose, including QCTO. So especially the QCT, particularly the QCT, because
based on what they can provide.
And it's probably going to be better because maybe they'll be able to give us more detailed, more in-depth feedback. So so far, a lot of work is being done in the background, following up, going into different meetings, putting forward the industry experts and the qualification experts, to make sure that we present a quality qualification. So that is basically the gist of it.
That's that, As soon as we get that date, and we're going to finalize it.
Yeah.
We'll update the industry.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Thank you very
Well,
much.
that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Kwape.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Please, again, I reiterate, ladies, my girls, we're gonna put it out there. Girl, get yours. Get your firearm. Get your proficiency. Get your, get up.
Yeah.
Get yours.
Okay.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, girls.
Bye.
Bye.